Yes, people. Welcome back to another live stream. Welcome back to another video for you guys today. It's West Ham versus Chelsea tomorrow. Can't fucking wait for that one. It's a big West London derby. Possibly right now the biggest West London derby because everyone else is playing like absolute trash. Especially if you're watching the Manchester United Arsenal game from yesterday. If you for some weird reason decided to put yourself through watching the Tottenham game. Whichever one, you've seen the golfing class. You know, right now there's only two teams that are flexing any muscles in London, and it's Chelsea and it's West Ham. And we're not really in the best of form right now. And I'm hoping West Ham don't smell blood in the water, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did. But we'll delve into everything regarding the West Ham Chelsea game. We'll get you guys' thoughts in the comment section as well. We'll go through the predicted lineup, thoughts on the game, everything like that. You guys already know how the stream goes. Just smash the like and subscribe button on your way in, and let's go. Big up all the guys who are already locked in. Sir Timo Werner, Jacob CFC, M1 CFC, Cecil, Donald, big up yourself, bro. Julian, I can't pronounce your surname. I don't want to butcher it, so I'm going to leave it. But big up yourself, Julian, anyway. And Go AM's also here, saying he turned himself into free speech jail after yesterday. Yeah, no, that one about Saul and the Watford fan was absolutely wild. But, yeah, big up yourself anyway, bro. Because I can't lie, I don't think any one of your jokes has made me crease the way that one has. But big up everyone. We've got nearly 100 guys in here. Smash the like and subscribe button. Gavman, Randy, Run, Jack Millo, Moyo, Tommy, the CFC fan. Big up all you guys. Let's get into it. Scott, what are you saying, bro? How's the last 24 hours been?
Not too bad. Honestly, I ain't even really thought about the game tomorrow, which is mad considering it's under 24 hours away. But yeah, just for some reason, I ain't really thought about the game that much. I'm not really nervous for it, but I don't know whether that's not necessarily me being overconfident. As I said, I just think it comes down to me not really thinking about the game. But I'm looking forward to it. I want to see something better than what we saw against Watford. Ultimately, yes, the result was good, but the performance wasn't good enough, and I want to see better. But yeah, I want us to get back to how we were playing, not even 2 weeks ago.
I'm surprised you're confident going into this game.
I wouldn't say confident. I'm not. If anything, I'm just kind of like quite blasé about it.
Whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, at the minute. When the game comes around, I'll probably be nervous or confident or whatever. But at the minute, I'm just chill.
Myron as well. Big up yourself. So congratulations on the engagement, my guy. Big up yourself.
Thank you very much, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, life comes at you fast, bro. And it's been a crazy couple months, but I'm super glad to be back on the panel and talk some footy with the guys.
Yes, great to have you back as well, G. Bleeding Blue, what are you saying, man? You all good?
Yeah, I'm fantastic. 6:30 in the morning kickoff for me, and I'm excited to just play again. Hopefully, we win tomorrow.
Hopefully, that's the one word for it. Alex, what are you saying, man? You all good?
All good. Just secured a log house in the mountains for the new year, for the week.
Hey,
let's go. Big up yourself, man. Josh, what are you saying, man? How's everything?
Yeah, man, doing well. It's sort of in the same boat as Scott a little bit. Kind of like game kind of creeped up on us quick. But yeah, I mean, it's our third afternoon, early morning game over here for us this season, which seems like a lot, but a couple of key pieces back. James and Jorginho will be back, so yeah, I'm feeling pretty confident. I think aside from the front three, the team has pretty much sorted itself out for this game. Looks like we got our backup right center back coming back into the team. So, yeah, it should be it should be a good one. I'm confident as well. I think we're a better team than West Ham. We should be beating this team. But you never know. It is what it is. But yeah, we move and hopefully get the result.
Defo. Last but not least, Winter Surfer. What are you saying, bro?
Yeah, man, all good. I like the 12:30 kickoffs, especially if we win. Gets out of the way. I'm quite prepared for us and accepting of us to shithouse a win tomorrow. I'm very prepared for that, and I'm more than accepting. So bring it on, man. We win tomorrow. We put pressure on the others. So They should win as well, but
Yep.
we got to get all the points we can get. So
I'm just wondering what side West Ham will attack down. It's going to be really tough to decipher where they're going to play most of their game at.
It's going to be the
you know
right.
what? It's hard to figure out what their tactics are going
I
to be.
think they'll just hoof it up. They'll just hoof it up. That's what they'll do. Just hoof it up.
Yeah, hoof it up. Try and get someone to latch onto a header or something. Let's be real. Left-hand side is getting absolutely smoked tomorrow. Jared Bowen's going to have a field day. If none of you guys have put him on your FPL, now's the time to do it.
Well, it might not even be Bowen. That's the mad thing. It could be Bowen. It could be Fornals. It could be Ben Rama. Either way, whoever's playing left wing back's getting smoked.
They're literally going to be all tapping David Moyes on the shoulder, like, pick me to play right mid. Pick me to play right mid. That's exactly what everyone wants to do for this game. It's the same thing with Watford. It's the same thing with Manchester United as well. This is what I mean when I say I'm not confident, because now we got a hole in our squad. We now have to gauge each game by the opposition that we have and how we're going to cope for it. Because it's not the same Chelsea as it was before, where we have no holes in the squad and where it's just us dominating and applying pressure. We've got a hole in our squad now. Now, whoever plays at left wing, whoever plays at left centre-back, they all have to accommodate for what we have at left wing-back. And that's going to be a struggle that we're going to have to deal with. I've seen people, James Dean saying Cho could start at left wing-back.
There's not often you'll see me agreeing with James Dean, but I agree he should be starting at left wing back.
Yeah,
I've heard a few people talking about it, and I am here for it. Like, if he can make the similar sort of runs that Ben Chilwell does, then I think it would be enough of a drop-off that we'd be okay, because all we need to do is keep our fluidity.
Also, as well, the biggest part of their, like, especially down their right-hand side with Soufal being back, one of the big things that they like to do, West Ham, is overload on one side. So either with Soufal and Ben Rama, whoever it is, and with Bowen or whoever it is on the left-hand side and Creswell, they'll double up, and it means that the winger will have more space and they'll more often than not be one-on-one. So if we can pin Soufal back, which means it's only Ben Rama, who if Jorginho, when he plays and Rudiger are able to double up on him, then it should make it slightly easier for us.
And that's where they had their success on Wednesday, was down our left in the overload in wide spaces, pushing Sissoko out there. Sometimes they even had like a 3v2 going on. And I do worry about that in transition. Whoever is playing, if it's Marcus Alonso, United did this, and it worked really well. Was just force Alonso into possession, and then hit him quick. How many times did he give it over in that game?
I'm going to be completely honest. I actually think Alonso's bottom of the pile start.
I mean, I agree with you, but I wonder.
I genuinely think he'll start anyone else apart from Alonso.
You think so? I hope so.
Based on his comments talking about Saul and just talking about how everyone seems to be with Cho, and how he talked about Cho at wing back before the Watford game. I genuinely think Alonso he's the one guarantee I think isn't going to start at left wing back.
Okay.
Well, the only reason why I don't think Alonso is going to start is because the game is too close to each other and he played.
True.
So that's the reason he won't start. Not if it was like Sunday game, I'm pretty sure he would have started, because based on what Tuchel said.
Do you think there's going to be big rotation though?
Not big. It's going to be I'm assuming. What time is the conference?
12:30.
Okay, so
early kickoff. So it hasn't been a lot.
No,
of
not
time.
the game. The conference.
An hour ago.
Press conference already ended.
Yeah, it's already happened.
An hour ago.
Any new injuries?
The only people definitely out are Chilwell, Chalobah,
Kante.
Kovacic, and Kante. Those are the other two. Those are the only.
Everybody else
Well,
is,
so Jorginho is back. James
is back.
Yeah. So
Thank
for
God.
me, it will be.
And Werner.
Hey,
Timo Werner's. He wasn't out. But anyway, for me, Alonso won't start because he played full 90 on Wednesday, and it's a really short time for him to come back into that importance game. So for me, it will be definitely not Alonso. But if it was a Sunday game, he will have time to recover, so he would have started. Like I said, I'm not blaming everything on Alonso, because on Alonso, for me, I always said the game is more than just one player. It's a domino. So if you have 11 dominoes on the field, if you especially let's go with the our front 11, left side front. Pulisic couldn't hold the ball.
Nope.
That automatically puts the pressure on the wingback, which we already know. Alonso was already not in good shape. Second of all, there's another player that was shockingly bad, which I think is even worse than Alonso, was Saul, which was on the left side. So if Pulisic doesn't hold the ball, that puts a pressure on the left wing back, and the midfielder is supposed to come and help him, which is in a bad shape either. That means double. That means put the pressure on Rudiger. If that means the Rudiger has to deal with all the constant comment. So as much as I would love to come back and bite Rudiger saying like, you want your 250K a week, don't spread your legs. That's all it was.
Well, I did read
Don't spread
Rudiger
your
went to
legs.
Tuchel and said, "Listen, if you never start Alonso again, I'll sign the contract." So hopefully we may get
but-
there may be some positivity coming out of this next game.
So you see what I'm saying? So that's
Yeah.
how I look at the game. So it's not everything. It's a domino. So everything gets creeps into the one position. Same thing with if you start with the defense. If the defense doesn't hold the ball and pass it between each other properly, that means that the forwards not involved in a game. That means that limited time that they have the ball, they cannot hold the ball. So it's like a constant circle. Who's to blame? Technically, because one player that's specifically most important was Kovacic on the left side as a midfield.
Mhm.
He always, that's the reason why Alonso was looking good in the beginning. It was because of Kovacic. Did you notice that when Kovacic got injured, that's when Alonso got substituted by a Chilwell? Because you see, Alonso cannot get that out of pressure is slick as good as Kovacic. Kovacic sometimes have, like I said, the guy has lubricant all over him. I think what's his name? What's the name? The guy that plays for Wolves always have baby oil on him.
Traore.
Yeah, that guy. I think Kovacic should give him a suggestion what kind of baby oil he should use so he will be as slick as him. You know what I'm saying? So it's a constant circle. Who's like on that left side? So for me, we need to put midfielder over a physical midfielder that can hold, that can help Alonso or anybody else on that wing side if Alonso playing. So that's for me the biggest thing out of the game on Wednesday.
We need
It's
a
not
valve
all
to
Alonso.
escape the press, and we need at least, Chilwell was the quick combinations with Chilwell down the left was how we were escaping the press there, and we lost that.
I also think as well is if Alonso is playing, then Mount has to play and has to play on the left.
Yeah.
Because the thing that I will give him props for, apart from the goal in the assist in the Watford game, is that in the second half when Ziyech came on and he moved over to the left, you saw it a bit more where, like I was talking about earlier about the pinning the fullback back. Firmino couldn't get us forward as much because when he did, Mount got in behind a lot. Like he was getting chances in behind because Firmino was either going too far up or had to drop. And then at that point, Dennis is having to do too much because he's got Alonso and Rudiger. It's not so much a double up anymore. And so if Alonso's going to play, then Mount has to play on the left because of the defensive work he does. Either him or Ziyech, because the defensive work they do is more than anyone else in the team. But probably Mount.
So are we thinking Dave starts out of position in left wing back? Do we think we move Reece James over to left and then play like a Pulisic or a Cho and right wing back?
I think it should be Cho left wing back and Reece James right wing back.
We know we're going to be getting attacked on that left. It's going to be a very defensively important position. Knowing your positioning is going to be very, very important on the left today.
But Cho got great work rate. It's not like he's just going to stand
No, I agree.
there.
But no, he's not going to stand there. But work rate's one thing. But knowing where to be when. All these guys are incredible athletes. So if you're out of position by a couple of yards, you put yourself effectively out of the play. And you need someone who with a defensive brain, I think primarily on the left today, but also someone who's capable of escaping the press. And I worry about Dave on escaping the press. I don't think that's anywhere near his strong suit. So I'm just wondering what we do there.
I'd say
it's going to be like who can avoid being pressed the most, like because that's what they're going to send 2-3 guys at that person. So whoever it is, whether it's Cho, Dave, Reece, whoever's on the left, is going to be getting bombarded by 2 or 3 players. When they have the ball. So it's going to be Callum makes sense maybe because the 1-2 ability to play a quick ball and get by somebody might make sense to have someone like that there. Because if it's going to be somebody that's going to be stagnant and trying to just play balls back to Jorginho or back to Rudiger, like they're going to be in trouble being pressed by 2 or 3 players. Like it just is what's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't know about you guys, yeah, but I'd rather have Ziyech as a left wing back than Alonso.
Oh, you said over Alonso. Okay, cool. I was about to say what the fuck, but cool. Fernando Ruiz also says the disrespect to Alonso is unjustified. This is a thing I need to get through as well because everyone talks about the spike in form at the start of the season. He can have.
I've got a point on this as well.
Yeah, I'll let you go to that, but I just need to say he has good games, but that's just form. You need to look at overall ability, and his ability just isn't there. We've had him for 2 games, and for 2 games, other teams have exposed him. And we're going to talk about his spike in form at the start of the season. And plus, all those goals. Like, am I missing something, or was the only goal he scored that free kick against Palace?
It was the only goal he scored.
He only has
Right,
one goal.
so
No, he also scored another goal later.
No, he didn't.
In this season,
He only has 1 goal.
I think he scored more than
No,
one goal.
he's only got 1 against Crystal Palace.
No,
That's
1
it.
goal. Opening game.
That's the main.
That's had now. He's been poor, and he's the weak point of the squad. We're not trying to use it to disrespect him. Look at the games that we're watching, and look at where the holes are. The hole is in the left-hand side of the pitch, and it's only been because Chilwell's gone. He's been a great servant to the club. He is not at the level of what we need.
I've got 2 things on it. One, I'll just say one. If you go back and look at when we praised him for, or the people that praised him for that form, at least for me and for others, it was because he was doing the basics right, which we don't often see from Alonso. And that's what we're not seeing now. We're not seeing the basics as a footballer and as a left wing back, where you've got to be able to keep hold of the ball, nothing silly. Like with a possession team, recycle possession. We saw none of that against Watford until like the latter stage of the second half when we were ahead.
And I'll agree
And
with
also
this.
as well, just another point. I talked to you yesterday about levels, about how you can't see levels dropped. I've got a question for everyone on the panel. Honestly, is Chalobah better than Christensen as a footballer?
In terms of, it's hard because
As a defender, as a defender,
No.
as a defender, it's like,
Chalobah not even close.
Not a total defender, not a total defender. He does things. He probably does certain things better, but not as a total.
package. I'm hearing mostly no's. Have we
Yeah,
seen a
more
drop
loyal.
off?
He's more
Have we
loyal.
have we seen a
More
drop
loyal.
off in level since Chalobah's come in over Christensen?
Absolutely
No,
not.
That's my point.
Here's the thing
You
with
don't have to
Chalobah.
be.
It
You don't
did
have to
when
be
he didn't
amazing.
play and he came in for United. For I think it was for United. He wasn't good.
That's
I
one
think
game.
He was decent. It
I
was
know,
just
he
as
was
I
one
said in that game, it was the age. But that's my point. Is I wouldn't say he's better than Christensen, but he's come in and the level hasn't dropped. And that's exactly what I'm saying. You don't have to be as good as a player, but the level can stay the same if you know how to do your job.
Yeah.
Right, absolutely, but it's not Marcus Alonso's
That's why it's
fault
hard for me to say, like, is he better or not? Because I think overall Christensen's better. But like you said, when he's come in, he's done his job and he's done it to an excellent standard and he's made it look like there's no difference in Chalobah and the rest of the centre-backs.
Yeah, but I
So
think
that's exactly what your point is as well. Like, Alonso should be coming in and doing the exact same thing with Chilwell's position, but he's not doing it.
But he doesn't have the
At least the
physical
basics.
characteristics to play that position anymore. I think it's not his fault that time has progressed. He's never been the fastest player to begin with. He has been our best left wing back that the club has ever seen. So, I will take that. He's better than Chilwell on his day when he was, back in when we got him when he was like 28. So, remember him under Conte. He was unplayable at times. And, it's easy to forget, so we'll give him respect for that. But where he is right now, he should not be starting. Definitely not. He shouldn't even probably be the second option because it's just the twilight of his career. He needs to go to Serie A, have a final contract, and end his career. But he's just not,
For me, like the big issue when he plays is like he's so targeted. It's such an imbalance when he's on the pitch. Like they don't even go to the opposite side of the pitch. It's like every team just 100% targets him. So it causes like this giant imbalance. And yeah, right. I mean, look at it. It's insane. It causes this giant imbalance in the game where like everything we have to do has to come from that side because if he has the ball, he's the one on the ball because they're attacking so much. That's why I don't like it. Like you see when Chile and Reese are playing, there's not an imbalance of most. We don't really get attacked much at all, but like there's no imbalance of who's getting attacked that game. It's like teams just sort of have to kind of pick their poison. Which way do they want to go? But when he plays, it's a direct target right at him every time, and it really throws off what we're trying to do when one person is picked on that badly. That's my thing with him.
Also, when it comes to like when Reece James is back into the team, you guys notice how you like people will double up on Reece James to make sure he can't get forward because Alonso will not do that much in attack compared to RJ. So it's more of an imbalance there because it also affects our attack because he can't do what Chilwell and Reece James does in attack.
He can be. It requires a lot of space, whereas I think the other two don't.
Yeah, a lot of space. Yeah.
And also, he
That's
just
what I
takes
meant.
longer time to execute anything.
I completely disagree with he's the reason where Watford was targeting the left side.
It's not the only reason, but he is a big part.
I don't think so. I think Saul was the primary reason for the left.
He's definitely one of the contributing one of the primary contributing factors to the reasons that they chose to
He's definitely not the
majority
only
of their work in that area of the field. And I agree with you what you said earlier about it's a domino effect. Multiple players, it's on the whole team to adjust to accommodate this new domino, right?
It wasn't surprised when the Chalaba went to the midfield, the whole thing stopped. All of a sudden, even Alonso started to play better. All of a sudden, we got a hand.
I agree. Saul's another issue there, right? Right.
He was only there for like 5 minutes, though.
Who?
What?
He was only in the midfield for like 5 minutes.
But we even looked better.
Yeah, but after he subbed, the midfield was still strong. The person, I think, who went after Chalaba left, who went to the midfield?
We went into
we did 3 in the midfield.
Mountain Z.
Yeah, there we go. Even with that, we didn't lose the possession that easily. We looked more solid. So the pressure was off Alonso and the left. All of a sudden, Palusic start to make runs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stuff, so.
Whose phone is that? Because
that's mine. My bad. I keep forgetting to put the vibrator.
No, I love the
silent.
So. Anyway,
but no, I get what you're saying, but he's not Alonso was not the only reason that we looked vulnerable, and not even the only primary reason, or one of the main causes.
Yeah,
it's a mix of both of them. That's my primary. So I think like people saying like, people forget he wasn't the starter. He's the second player behind it. To blame him for every sin in the world, that's I just don't.
I agree with that, but Alex, would you also agree that it's time for him to get replaced?
I mean, that's yes, but we're talking about the December. Let's talk about it when in January.
That's
even if in January. Let me ask you something. Okay, we buy in a player in January for the left wing back. Do you think he will slide into the system immediately?
No, depends who we get.
It would depend on. It'd have to be somebody who has like Premier League experience, probably.
It doesn't even have to be. If it has someone who's got experience of playing in a similar system, so just a name off the top of my head, Angelino, for example, he's played in a similar sort of system, not the same, but a similar sort of system, so might slot in better.
Scott, as much as I see what you try to say, I don't care how much he played in the system or who he played in the system. He didn't start in the first game after the practice. He's gonna need at least a month to get attached. I don't care if like you're saying that he played the same system. He won't start for the first month. He will have to adjust for the Premier League. Number one, he's gonna have to adjust to a little bit tricky what's his name does. All I can say, first of all, we're going in January transfer market. What do you think when Chelsea gonna look for the left back position is gonna be? What do you think the clubs are gonna ask money for? Wise, they know we need a left wing back.
Yeah, in that case,
Angelino for Leipzig, right?
Yeah.
What?
Send the Werner back.
I'm saying, like, how much do you think? First of all, January market already inflated as it is. Plus, the teams will know that we are desperate into the left back, so they're gonna ask arm and a leg. And I don't know
the academy then.
What?
Send Werner.
Listen, you've heard.
I'm okay with Warner leaving. I'm okay with it. If Warner wants to leave, it's fine by me. Like,
no, he said like
but I don't think people will buy him in the January.
No, Alex. He said, send Warner back to Leipzig and we get Angelino. That's what he's saying.
Oh, if they want to,
But that's a hard deal to make. And even if you make the deal,
What
then
if
you
we
get,
don't
like,
want to?
yeah,
Then
exactly.
what?
So let's agree that like there's things we can do
Don't
now,
want to.
and then there's things we can do in the market right now with the team we have.
So somebody made the comment. Yuri Zhirkov on free.
Yeah, there
he
you
was
go.
at Chelsea. He was at Chelsea 2007.
Legend. But
He
so
was
what are the
Celestine
chances we bring
Paballaro.
somebody from the youth team? Do we have
Get
any
Ashley
players right
Cole
now
back in.
who fit that profile?
He'll do a
You'd
job.
have to recall Motson. He's like the only one really.
I mean, that's
I mean, that's not a
all
bad
you really
shout.
hear the club talking about. Really, they're probably going to recall Madsen.
Let's do
They're
it.
Yeah.
not gonna. They're not gonna buy another
That's what I'm
left
saying.
wing back.
If
It's not
the
going to
loan,
happen.
if the loan guy comes in, the kid comes in, you're gonna have to somebody to he'll look up to. And Alonso actually, as much as you don't like it, but he's a proper left wing back. He has his disabilities on the field, but he's a proper left wing back back in the day. You see what I'm
Oh,
saying?
absolutely. He was the
So
best
for
left
the
wing back we've had.
youngster, he has to learn from somebody. Ask Chalaba. Chalaba said the big part from him evolving was Rudiger. He said the Rudiger was the guy that he looked up to. So if we bring in somebody 18 years old, you're gonna have to have somebody. And the
Right.
Lampard as a manager proved that seniority at the club is important. That's why I want Aspi for at least one more year at Chelsea. So he will be that thing if Rudiger leaves. We
Would
need
you
the,
keep Alonso for another year?
No.
if it for 1 year contract.
If
No, I
there's
mean,
if there's an
he
option, if there's an option in the market in the summer,
Yeah.
no.
what I'm saying is like if he's gonna be a second or third pick and blah blah, and he knows that and he agrees with that. Injuries, man. Squad can't be thin. Ask Liverpool. It's like people saying that like Liverpool had as many injuries last season as we did. No, they didn't. They had a couple of seasons long-term long-term injuries. We had way more. Is I think we counted last time we had like over 10 people injured in in 13 games. We already have 30 over 10 injuries. That's hard to buy. Like our
Yeah,
midfield.
the thing is, in Liverpool, you notice it, but Chelsea, you don't notice it.
Also, I think
Oh,
it's different with Liverpool, whereas, like you mentioned, there's a lot of theirs was season ending and we're out for long periods of time, whereas a lot of ours have been out for a couple of weeks here and there. Like we've had long ones, like obviously Werner was out for a few weeks, Chilwell's out for a while, Lukaku, Kovacic, but there's been a few like Chalobah's only out for a couple of weeks. Like there's been a few that have only been 1 or 2 weeks here and there. So yeah, we've had a lot of injuries, but they haven't been huge
And our squad depth has
in some
handled it.
cases.
You know, it hasn't felt huge.
I can't
because
believe I'm gonna
we have
agree
the
with
depth.
that rank, James Dean. But yes, I would like Aspilicueta to have a proper retirement at Chelsea because I'm tired of our legends leaving the club without proper.
I think Aspi does retire here, to be fair.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Because he deserved it. He
there
was.
no, you're right. He does deserve, but there needs to be a conversation about him playing because I think as much as we're getting on Alonso, he was atrocious in that Watford game as well. And he really didn't have much to do, and he was still atrocious.
He's the
To be
perfect
fair,
guy.
that wasn't that his first game in a long time?
Yeah.
No, fair. That's fair. That's fair, but
because we know what we get from Aspie. You know, Aspie is a 6.57. So Aspie dropping off and giving me a bad game because he hasn't played in a while, I can allow it. Alonso is different because Alonso, it's a 3.5 to maybe a 7. That's it. He gives you a 3.5 or he gives you a 7. Nothing in the
People
middle.
already in
No
the chat
solid
blaming the medical
average
teams.
games. So for me, I wouldn't put too much
We
on
need
it
a
on
better
like
medical team
Aspilicueta.
people.
We haven't suffered from injuries in a
The
long
only
time.
reason why I wouldn't necessarily agree with the thing about Aspi after the one game is look at Pulisic. Like, yeah, he's had a couple of he's had a few minutes here and there, but this is what is only second start since he's come back from the injury, from a long injury, and people were getting on at him, because he had a shit game.
Well,
So that's why I'm like,
as well. Like, I mean, I didn't. I mean, like,
yeah,
I didn't get on Pulisic or Aspie because Aspie, again, you got to take how a player when you get at someone like Werner, it's because they've never given you anything. When you get at someone like Aspie, consistency has been there. So if you have an off game because you haven't played in 3-4 games, I can understand it. If you have an off game the next game, then there might be something more to it. But just Aspie having an off game in that game, I'm not too worried about it.
I think it's time he does move back to right center back permanently as like a second or third choice. I don't think he can play right wing back anymore. He
He's
doesn't
the
have
second
a.
choice
He's
though.
not a star. His second choice. He will do like
He can
Like
do
we
it.
have
Well,
no, we have.
let's be honest. Let's be honest. He was second choice in this game because Callum was on
yeah,
a minutes break
sabbatical.
here. So I don't
Yeah,
know that he necessarily is the backup right wing back. I
Yeah,
think if everybody is healthy and fit and not on a minutes restriction, he probably doesn't start that game.
it's not only the Watford game as well. Remember, like the Aston Villa game when he started right wing back, he did not do that well either. So it's like I don't think
He's
he
Well,
can
second
he
shift
choice.
did he
played.
get?
There's a reason he
He
Did he
played
get an assist that
conservatively.
game?
Yeah, he plays conservatively. People, you forget that he's played conservatively.
and
It's
that's
not
the
the bad
problem.
game.
We're an
He
extremely
just
attacking
plays
team and a right
conservatively.
wing back,
No,
and
no, no, no.
he needs.
Listen, that's just who he is, and he's the
Exactly.
backup. You're not gonna have, people keep bringing up Hakimi every time we have a wing back problem. You were never gonna have Hakimi and Reece James or Reece James on the bench for him. It wasn't gonna happen. You were gonna lose one, right? So you
Exactly.
never have the same level of quality. He has a different quality. When he's on that position, defensively, he's usually solid. He was getting
Yeah,
spun, right? Defensively, he's usually solid, but he was getting spun. I mean, we saw what he did the Real Madrid games. We saw what he did last year, at the back end of last year, where he was playing wing back. He was solid. He was very, very good. So like, I'm not. It's not a detriment. Like moving forward, if he plays right wing back, I'm worried. On the left side, but on the right side, I'm not worried because Reece James is number one and he's number two.
Exactly.
And we want
And
Big up
and
JJ Bridge saying Lukaku has to start 10 goals in 15 games against West Ham. Be a good game for him to break his duck as well. I think it's like 8 or 9 games without a goal for him, so he needs to end that. GoAM also says, anyone see the German Bielsa trying to drag Chelsea, only to get owned by TT in the press conference? What was Ralph Wiggum saying? I didn't even hear what he said about us.
He said something about he got when we sacked Frank, he got offered the job on like a 4-month interim basis, but he turned it down because he didn't like the sound of it.
Well, more fool him as his student took it. And
No,
he's
no,
better
no,
than he's
he
done
didn't.
in that managerial role.
He said because we didn't offer him anything moving forward, like a boardroom position
yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
anything else. He thought
Because he's a bum.
he wants to work. Nah, listen, man, you gotta hold that.
He's not. A
Oh well,
bum,
R.I.P.
Definitely not
Ragnall.
bum.
Oh yeah, man,
But
United.
there's-
Get out
got
of
the
here.
better deal there.
He's not a bum, but I don't think Marina's doing a bad job.
No, it's not Marina's job. He would
Yeah.
I'd say it worked out.
It was Peter
Yeah,
Cech,
exactly.
and we're not.
Oh,
he's
Peter
not-
Cech.
Yeah, he'd have taken he'd be
Oh,
the equivalent
I
of what
see.
Czech is.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, so we're not giving you
Yeah.
Czech's
We're
job,
not
buddy.
doing too
What's wrong
bad.
with you?
I was
What's
actually,
with this
it was
guy, man?
actually, it was actually funny how good Checker is at the job. He's always with the fans, always like.
He's grown into the job. I'll
Yeah.
judge him after.
I was gonna say, I
Judge him
can't
after
lie,
5
like,
years. After 5 years,
Ragnick
I'll
would-
see what he does.
Ragnick would be better right now, but Czech
doing
has
a good
impressed
job.
me with how
Ragnick wouldn't have found Edouard Mendy.
probably not, but Czech
And
has
also-
impressed me.
Yeah, and Czech
By the
knows the
way,
midfielders he wants too. He
Ragnick
wants
is the one that
Chouameni, not that
thinks-
Basmati brother.
Ragnick is actually the one that found Warner. I think the Timo Werner
He
was
is.
good.
I said
Ragnick,
he's
respect
found-
Ragdoll.
bro,
That's Tuchel's dad. I
he's
don't want to hear
found-
none of this Godfather
There's
and the
always,
Gegenpress
there's
bullshit.
always,
Yeah, we
the-
don't
I
wanna
already
hear that.
told you, man. Obi-Wan trained Anakin Skywalker, and then he got done up by Darth Vader. So I don't want to hear anything about the Godfather knows best.
That's a
Fuck
great
all of that.
reference.
Just on
That's
that point about
fucking
the
none of
thing,
it.
he's found a lot of players. There's a lot of good players he's found in his time.
That's
Yeah.
true.
And there's plenty more for Big Pete to find. So we all good.
Do we all think Lukaku starts this weekend?
Yeah,
think
he
so.
should be.
He freaking
have no
better.
idea.
He
I don't know,
better.
Yeah.
Because Havertz was quite
Tuchel
good.
doesn't start him. then
Yeah,
that
but
is so
Havertz
weird.
comes after
I
hamstring
think
and
he.
he played 90
starts
minutes.
both.
I'd
Yeah, I
like to see.
actually think
I'd like
What?
to see
Havertz got a
Havertz.
hamstring?
I'd like to see Havertz mount
No,
Lukaku. I'd like to see those
no.
three.
I think it's
I
gonna
don't
be
think
you have
Cho,
to-
Lukaku, and the Mount.
I was gonna
That's
say I
what I
don't think both Havertz and
Yes,
Lukaku start
exactly.
because I don't think Havertz.
I think
is
he'll start this
great.
game regardless. But
I don't
I
think
think
Havertz
Cho
is
is
also look
gonna
great when
start.
playing as one of the wide tens.
We know Tuchel. When he
I think
sees
they-
something he likes, he usually tries it again. And I think he liked that 3-5-2 at the end.
I was gonna say that's exactly what I was gonna say. I think the two of Havertz and Lukaku up front would be really
I
exciting.
just
Yeah,
the
so,
only
so
thing
do
is,
I.
it's,
Especially if you have like a quality player in behind, like you put a mountain behind them or something, and you have Ziyech maybe on the pitch as well or something in the midfield. I like the options there. Havertz
think
is starting to fire right now. He's looked really well the last few games he's played, and you
only
get
thing
Lukaku match fit, Mount start to fire like that. That could be a nice little offensive lineup there.
For me, the biggest problem is he comes from the hamstring injury. So
And he played 90 on Wednesday.
And he played 90, and the game is really close to each other.
Yeah.
Also, it's going to be super intense.
Werner might make more sense. I mean, I haven't watched a lot of West Ham this season. Do they play a high line?
No, they
I don't know.
They're really deep.
No,
They do not. They just transition team. They quick in transitions.
Okay.
The counter attack. That's what they do.
But let's hold on. Let's ask the daddy of Timo Werner. Is he starting or not?
Actually,
I'm sorry. He's still high. Let's go back to the normal conversation.
Yeah, I just woke up. Literally, what's going on with you lot, man?
You guys give him a break. It's 4 p.m. All right.
Don't worry, bro. Have a ciggy. You'll be good.
That's a lot of.
He already had one in his hand. I can't be asked.
Well, he said I just woke up. But
That's a lot of Sophie Rose on private space.
Hey, you.
This is what happens when you do basketball watch for long. Eventually, your sleeping pattern is a mess.
No mess. Sophie
Yeah,
Rose.
big up for subscribe Sarcasm TV, by the way. But
so who plays?
Nothing better will start tomorrow. Guarantee now.
Do you think do you think is a chance Timo Werner will start his OnlyFans
at left back?
Very funny. Moving on. Can I ask this? Because everyone hates Marcus Alonso. Can you lot see Luis James as
not everybody?
As a left wing
No.
back?
No, you play.
I don't hate good old Marcus, man.
Yeah.
I don't hate him.
I'm not sure, man, because I can't literally, like, after what happened against Watford, I'm literally having a PTSD Marcus Alonso flashback, you know.
I've actually blamed Saul more
man.
for than Alonso. Actually,
Yeah, blame Saul.
Yeah.
Not
I will blame Saul more than Alonso. I mean, it's just my
In combination.
Listen,
I'm
at
not-
least
I'm
Alonso
not
was involved in both goals. So I'll give him that.
I'm not defending Alonso when I say I blame Saul. Alonso has his own problems.
Weaknesses, yeah.
Yeah, but I think the reason why he was that bad is because of Saul.
It compounded for sure. Yeah.
That's
I think
my
the only way I would
opinion.
see Reese go to left wing back is be like an in-game switch. Like if the starting left wing back isn't playing well, and they want to slide him over and bring on like Pulisic at the right wing back or something. That would probably be the only way.
Tried that, didn't we? You haven't tried that.
Yeah, and that worked. It worked okay, but it was an in-game thing, and it was just
And
sort of
also-
like a stopgap thing.
it was in a point of the game when United literally were making note. I think at that point wasn't Sancho and Rashford off. I think I could be wrong. But I'm pretty sure both of them were off, so they were making no attempt to get forward on the counter.
But that's the only way we can start Pulisic and Cho in the same game. If Reese moves to the left.
I don't understand what the point is of playing your first choice right back out of position to then play another person out of position at right wing back.
Because Reece James is so good.
Yeah, no, but just
He
play
can
someone
do
out of position
everything.
at left wing back.
He can play any position.
He can be Mendy if he wants
Yeah,
to.
it's just like I'm just trying to get all of your offensive firepower on the pitch at that point. Just trying to throw everything. Your creative guys, your scorers. You're just trying to get as much firepower on as possible.
Prevent them from doing their game. Their game is going to be to come down our left, and we need our best player in that transition. I think in that position, which right now is Reece James. We can accommodate Cho on the right wing back position because he's going to be so far forward on that side of the field. But, can we accommodate them in the left wing back under those circumstances?
I mean, listen, if it doesn't work, just switch them.
Yeah,
that's true. But who do you start initially is my question, because I don't know if
Pulisic is better wing back than.
I think
Cho.
whoever you start, Reece James starts number one. So it's just a matter of
right,
is Alonso starting or
Yes, he is.
He's really not.
But
I've seen him about 180, not even 180 minutes at wing back, and I'm yet to be impressed.
And I see him 182 minutes, and I see him
And the point is, he played a full game Wednesday.
Anything you say.
I said Huncho. Pulisic or Hudson-Odoi?
At what? Wing back? Hudson-Odoi, obviously.
Hudson-Odoi.
Yeah, Pulisic can't defend, so obviously Odoi.
I think Pulisic defends better than.
do too. But
No.
I think it'll be.
I wouldn't say it's either one of their strong suits.
Yeah, it's not either one of them, but I think least Pulisic have awarenesses where to be as a wingback.
Off
Cho
the ball,
gets out
Cho
of
is better defensively than Pulisic.
whatever. We agree to disagree. But
Big up
Pulisic-
Howard saying if we don't have our proper wing backs, maybe we need to change formation and play four at the back.
How does that help?
Who plays left
Nah.
back?
We still don't have a proper left
Yeah,
back.
who does play left back?
It makes it worse.
It would be Asby in a back four, probably.
Nah, you
Just
want
chain up Hudson-Odoi a little bit more and turn him into a left back.
Oh God.
Or do we just put Aspi there again?
Aspi, throwback to
If
2000.
it was
As if
a
he didn't
straight back
struggle enough
four,
at right back.
yeah, a straight back four would probably have to be him. He's
do
like
people
he's the only one with like quality experience back there.
Let me say something.
Yes,
Look
left
at
back.
look at this. Look at this. Like people saying Alex is so biased. What am I biased to put players that are in out of position? What am I biased about pulling Pulisic as a wing back? Yeah, all cried Cho do not need to be in the left wing back and the right wing back. Didn't you all of you saying that he shouldn't? He's best playing after wing backs, left wing back, inside forward. Wasn't everybody saying that? So when I'm asking who should be playing in that position, everybody, Cho is better. Cho is better.
In fairness to Alex, Tuchel has put him there the last two times.
Over
Cho.
Look at the context on both those occasions.
Am I biased? You
People are getting
you are
triggered,
You are
bro.
biased.
They're getting
Look
triggered.
at Josh. Look at the context of both
Stop being biased,
situations.
Alex.
In both games,
I know.
United and
Alex,
Watford, we're both
Alex,
pushing
you are
for
deluded when it comes to Pulisic. I don't like Pulisic, you moron.
Whoa.
You understand? I think he's too weak of a player. If you know what I like in a player, you will never say that I like Pulisic.
Yeah, you don't know his type.
You don't know my type exactly. I like
You
them
don't know
thick.
me.
I like them thick so I can
Yeah,
grab
like
them.
them big and massive.
No, let's get the lineups up.
Who doesn't? Who doesn't?
Actually, buddy, sometimes.
I mean,
Footer.
people really don't listen before we fart out of their mouths.
Yeah.
It's a generational
Oh boy. This is my favorite part of the stream. Alex versus, and then you just insert name here.
This time, you know. Yeah.
I think it will be a duet though. The right wing back.
He comes from Senegal. What a trod. Right, let's go to the lineups. 1 second, I'll get foot.
When he got hurt at the against Warren,
Wait, football.
freaked me out, man. I thought, oh my word, now we're in a deep shit. When he was hurt at Watford game,
Yeah.
I was like,
who was the one who said? Who was the one that said fucking? Hope Mendy gets injured so he comes out the African Cup of Nations. I remember. Dag. Oh boy.
That's one of the worst takes I've ever heard.
I big up Dag as well, but oh dear. What's Seagal saying? What do you need a new striker? I'll give you Aubameyang for 2 pennies.
You can
too much.
You can hold that.
Yeah. Tell you what, here's a deal we'll do.
You take Werner.
They can take.
Yeah, I'll say we'll give you Werner. We'll take Aubameyang. How's that?
No, I was just gonna give him Werner.
I want some of those guys from that Premier League winning defense they have, right?
Show them the tweet. Show them that tweet I sent you.
Oh yeah. Wagwan for Thomas Party, you go. What are you saying? Thomas Party. Zoom.
Yeah,
Lewis, you need
Lewis, you need to have a talk with Robbie like you have a talk with Scholes. I think you guys need to chat.
Talk to Robbie, bro.
Don't Robbie stream tomorrow? We're gonna have a conversation
for Christensen, bro. He was taking
like
shots.
I get that's a debate show, and he can't just go in there and say, yeah, all your guys are better because it doesn't make for a good show. But you can't. He's out of his mind if he thinks Partey is better than Kovacic.
Oh no, Party Kovacic will deal with later on into the stream. I need to have a talk about Gabriel over Christensen.
Yeah,
that was the worst take of the show.
There isn't a single Arsenal player that gets into our first 11.
No,
I 100% agree. 100%.
The only one on form that comes close is Saka. The only one.
And he'd be a wing back in our team.
Exactly.
You want to know how people want to trigger me? One person in the comments said, "Yo, Alex, Ovechkin is overrated." We bring the hockey players to trigger me, man.
Ovechkin is like one of the best hockey players that ever played the game. What are you talking about, man?
He's actually second highest scorer behind Wayne Gretzky, and he's on the verge of actually could be pass him.
Ovechkin is one of our biggest rivals, and I've seen him play a ton of times. He's one of the best hockey players I've ever seen. He's an incredible hockey player.
Oh my!
That's another stream, but
I used to watch hockey.
Oh yeah, man. What are you doing?
I love hockey.
We're meant to be friends, bro. What are you doing, man? I said better physicality, De Gea or Bitchinson.
I feel like
why are you guys laughing, man? Why are you guys laughing?
No, I didn't laugh, bro.
It's offensive to
Go
our players.
spent his whole day coming up with nicknames. It's amazing.
Bro, that was
Come on,
embarrassing.
man. Back your players, man. What is this?
Oh my god.
We don't criticize Chelsea players on this stream. Come on, man. I ain't right.
But by the way, like, what happened to the what's his name? That YouTuber that was talking about Kovacic is versus
Rory or Robbie?
Rory, yeah. But when was that? I didn't see it. Is that the old video?
No, it's recent.
No, that's recent.
It was recent,
about
yeah.
a couple of days ago.
It was jarring. If I responded to a message quickly enough, I would have been on that. Then we could have really spoken about Christensen v. Gabriel.
You still need to come after him for that one, man.
The comments were so funny.
We'll have a respectful conversation about it because I do want to hear what you have to say.
Show him the tweet I sent you.
Oh, good pick, Bleeding Blue. Safe for that. And said you're right. Bitchinson pioneered the fake injury leading to goals. De Gea is just copying him. When? State proof. And I swear, if you say Aston Villa home last season, I might have to put you in timeout because that ain't right. And John Terry said he should have got up and he was out for a month. So John Terry was wrong. But we move. But yeah, let's go into the starting lineup. 1 second. Right. So I've taken the credit of starting it off for everyone. But who are we going to go for in the back three?
Move Richardson over and Silver.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't got much choice out of the year, right?
I had the question before that. It's off the topic. Do you think Arteta actually the reason why those youngsters like Saka and Smith Rowe are gonna be bad players? Do you think the manager has part by killing they've like how you say it, killing the impression?
By being overly like
No. Arteta. Do you think Arteta should be blamed if Smith Rowe does not rise to the potentials and Saka?
No.
Yes.
Should he be blamed?
Don't do that.
Nah.
Yeah. Do you think if they don't reach the potentials, what people think that they can reach, do you think Arteta should be blamed?
I think the Arsenal fans should temper their expectations and not try to compare their shit players to other teams' quality players.
True. I'll agree with that one.
I do think
don't ever mention Smith Rowe and Mount in the same breath. Start there.
I think the fact that Smith Rowe and Mount live in the same city is a bit offensive. Let alone the same sentence. Oh yeah, wing back. Who are we going for wing back?
Just
Cho Reece James.
Oh, you want Cho
and Reece James?
I want to Cho up front, not right wing back though.
Yeah, you see, here we go.
Well, I don't mind really.
Personally, if Alonso's the other option, I'd rather just leave this empty.
Yeah,
I
think Cho and Reece James is fine.
Are we going with the creative solution of switching James over, or are we keeping it?
Probably keep it.
Keep it vanilla. Got you.
Hudson Odoi. I'm guessing it's Jorginho and Ruben in midfield.
It basically has to be, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Is there any other option that we could do?
The only other option is Mountain, and I don't want to see Mountain in the pivot.
Nah.
Barkley.
It's almost same.
Who said that? I might take you out the stream.
Almost rather Mount.
Right wing then. I'm guessing we're going for Ziyech.
I was gonna say Mount.
I don't know.
You know what? Mount needs
This is where we're all going to differ.
I'd say Mount on the left.
Yeah, because he's got to protect that left wing back and slot into midfield.
And then I probably would say Ziyech
Why?
as well.
This Cho needs to be protected. I thought he's better than Alonso left wing back.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't go. If you're doing that, then I'll go Havertz or Pulisic.
Yeah,
exactly.
Havertz.
Havertz.
I don't think Mount
There is no
play well.
point.
You need another runner.
Safe the assist, but I don't know.
What?
For a whole
Lukaku's
90 minutes, I don't know if they play well together.
Wait, so Lukaku don't start? Well, you know what?
No,
we're
I'll say
saying
Lukaku starts.
I think
I
they're saying
wouldn't start
Diego.
Havertz on the right because he does not play well at the 10s. I think I've maybe seen one good game from him at the 2 10s under 2.
Yeah, my thing would be have Havertz and Lukaku up top with like sort of with Mountain behind them as like a 10.
Yeah, like usually.
Wait, though. I think Havertz played 90 minutes, didn't he?
Yeah.
That's the thing. He might not start.
It might be Ziyech, though. It might be Ziyech.
Yeah.
Again, we've seen like I do think there's a significant difference between starting Ziyech and Ziyech off the bench. I think we've kind of seen that over the last season or so. Like he's much better when he comes on than when he starts. I think.
Yeah, same thing with Pulisic.
That's fair. I mean, so far he's got I think scored 2 goals from starting, but he comes off the bench. He gives a different dynamic.
So are we gonna go Pulisic?
All right, then let's just start.
I think this is if we take Havertz off and we put in Lukaku, then this is basically it.
If we take who out?
Havertz and put in Lukaku. Right? Because I mean,
How many
am I
minutes did
alone in
Lukaku
thinking-
get?
25 last time, maybe 30 with stop time.
You think he's fit enough to start?
I think he's fit enough to start. He can play 60,
He can give you
70 minutes.
60 minutes.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Get subbed off rather than the other way around.
And we're
Yeah,
gonna have
because you do want to get him a bit sharp as well for the next few games. He has to start for that. And he
So are we saying Havertz can't play another 60 minutes?
I think Havertz.
Did Cho ever played left wing back?
No.
I still don't think he will. But
Pulisic hasn't
put him in the
ever
team.
played left wing back.
Pulisic actually did.
When?
Left wing back.
Left wing back?
This last season, a couple of times he was a left wing back.
I still wouldn't want either one of them there.
Not from the start, but
Yeah.
The only time, as I said, I've remembered him playing wing back was right wing back against Leeds, and he was terrible.
I really think it's got to be Reese over there.
yeah,
But we'll see.
or even Aspilicueta.
Could be. Because he's comfortable.
That's actually what I think is gonna happen.
If Tuchel's comments are anything to go by, it could be Saul.
Yeah.
No,
He said it sounded like he's gonna try Sal there in one of these next
I
couple
was
of
going to
games.
say we
I'm
are.
fine with it.
I
Let's
don't
see.
think
I was gonna say,
Premier
we-
League is he's gonna be experienced. I don't
It's
think
going
it's
to happen at some point. With
Maybe
what
it
people
is
not
said,
a
it's
Premier
going
League.
to happen at some point.
Maybe against
Right.
Zenit, though.
I think he'll give him the chance. It'll probably be his last one, but I think he'll give him the opportunity to try there.
And maybe he fits into that position better. You know, could
He said when they play him there, they've played them there or played him there in training a couple times, and he likes what he does there. He just feels like maybe he needs to give him a chance in one of these next couple games. So it's possible. I don't know if he'll do it this game, but
Yeah, exactly.
this is a big 3. Like every game, obviously, is big right now. We're in a 1-point title race, but 3 points is crucial here.
He could get so torn up there, too.
I could see it against Leeds.
Yo,
to
I
be
have a
honest.
sneaky feeling Werner might start.
I hope not, man.
I really hope not. Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna go for Werner on the right.
No.
I think we should just
God,
bury
no.
that feeling very deep.
Suppress.
Just send him
Yeah,
running. Just send him running down the
send it that
racetrack.
feeling where it came from.
Yeah, just get the
Please just
racetrack.
bury
It's a
it.
dark,
Chemistry just
stinky
went down.
spot.
Chemistry just went down.
Look at that card, though.
Wow,
Oh,
it's
great
blue.
starting because he's got a card. Yeah. Okay.
The most hated card
Also-
in FIFA Ultimate Team.
Hey, we'll put that
Also-
in Rose column.
Fact, that's a non-performance based road to the final. He gets it for us doing better. He doesn't get it for anything else.
Okay.
I really think that's Ziyech though, because they're also, if what you guys are saying is true, that they're going to play a deeper line.
I
Are
was
you
going to
doing
say,
Shameless today too, Lewis?
Potentially, yeah, at 6.
I'm just having a look at a tactical breakdown of how they played against Liverpool. They're going to play a deep line.
So Werner definitely doesn't make sense then.
There's no point playing Werner.
Yeah,
Put
exactly.
Ziyech in.
Ziyech makes no
I
more
think
sense.
we know how exposed the midfield is, so I think we're gonna press a midfield.
You think they're going to press us on midfield?
Yeah.
With the midfielders they've got, that would make sense.
Yep.
Which almost makes me more.
I think with
Ziyech would
Jorginho and Ruben, it'll be better.
It will be better, but still won't be perfect.
I think Jorginho and Ruben are a solid midfield pairing together.
Yeah.
Jorginho gives Ruben a lot of freedom to do his thing.
That's the best. That's the when Ruben started to do his thing in the deep in defensive mode.
yeah.
It was not looking pretty.
He sharpened up
He
though.
needs that other midfielder to be deep when he's doing his thing.
I'm okay with him losing possession, but not that close to the goal.
Yeah. And not that fashion, but it was a terrible ball to him too. To be fair.
Yeah. Plus, Rudiger needs to put some space between his legs. A little cross it, little way too spread it out there.
Dude, that Dennis guy had us on skates that entire. He had him and Marcus Alonso looking like Bambi out there.
And the thing is, he's not even a natural winger. He's meant to be a striker.
Oh dear.
I hate playing against guys like that who are just going to drive straight at you. They're not even going to worry about, they get the ball and they're just driving at you because they know they're in form.
Yeah, but then those are the players that you have to keep an eye on, and we didn't.
And you have to take responsibility for them. One person needs to step out of the formation and say, no, this is my guy. I would think it would be Rudiger who would step out there and say, okay. He did do it later in the game where he would get close to him. He started bullying him. He started getting in his head a little bit. That's what you have to do.
By the way, did you hear some doctor went online and said that based on what he knows about Chilwell, it shouldn't be a long-term injury. He said a couple of months he should return by March or something like that.
Yeah, didn't they say like 6 months potentially? He could be.
But they said after 6 weeks they'll evaluate if you need surgery, which to me is like if you gotta wait 6 weeks to find out if you need surgery, like that's
because his type of injury is a very it could be anywhere from like you said 3 months to like a whole to 18 months.
Yeah.
Depending on the severity of it, like the Crystal Palace player Eberiche Eze had a similar thing, but it was serious, and he was out for 18 months. He's only just come back into football.
Because he didn't tear his ACL, which is, I guess, a good thing. But if you have to wait 6 weeks to find out if you need surgery, like that's a long waiting game to then have to have surgery.
Talk to Joe Rogan, get some stem cells in you.
Yeah, get some monoclonal antibodies in that knee.
Great, that would be great.
Yeah, it's a Horm's dewormer. What?
Yeah,
that's a human.
They need the placenta, bro. Get him some of that horse placenta.
Yeah.
Remember Lampard went to some sketch lady in what's the name? What's the name?
Pray over you.
Serbia, some Serbia.
Yeah, get right. However you do it, get right.
It worked.
It worked. Yeah, it worked.
I don't care if it's placebo. I just need that. I need that regenerative power going on my knee.
Pick up Egan, man, but I don't know about Pepe.
Pepe for Ziyech. That is a horrendous deal.
How will we do that?
I don't know.
Pepe is trash. Can't even get off the bench for you guys, and you brought in Ketia on for the last 20 minutes.
I'd take him over Werner.
Why don't Arsenal fans get this? They buy our trash, not the other way around. I don't understand this.
Trying to haggle with us like we need it.
Not since we bought Ben Ayoun.
Listen, it'll be a couple of years before we have an old guy ready to sell to them. Okay, we have a few more years.
Saka for Ziyech. Oh, that's the deal.
What?
They got the same output at the moment. So.
Oh, wait. No. I got a better one.
Yeah, but at least Saka's like 20.
Give me Kieran Tierney for Marcus Alonso. That's a deal.
Yes. Alonso's at the age anyway where Arsenal would be interested in him, so go for it.
Yeah, I mean, we got another year or two, and we can just sell him Alonso.
Yeah, why not?
And it could sit on our bench because he's worse than Chilwell, and then we're good.
Yeah, speaking of trash, they could buy Werner.
I might just cut out.
I'm not even sure if it did, to be fair.
He's a little young for their roster.
Little young, little promising.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys,
there's still a sliver of potential there. You gotta just
die off. Then they'll buy him. Yeah.
guys, drop any questions in the comment section, and we'll just go off for about another 20 or so minutes. Down in the comment section. Big up, you guys. Score predictions. What's everyone's score predictions while we wait?
3-0.
Let's go 2-0. Let's go 2-0.
2-1.
2-1.
I'm going
1-0. Comfortable 2-0 win. 3-0 win, sorry.
I like the mentality.
I said 3-0 versus Watford, and I was sorely mistaken. So I'll probably have to be like a safe. I'll go with Myron here. Safe 2-1, maybe 2-1.
I think they're going to give us a game, man. I think it's going to be a shithouse performance.
I think it's going to be just like Leicester.
I think Zuma's going to score a header off a corner.
I hope you're right, man.
No, we always slap West Ham, to be fair.
It's going to be just like Leicester, and we're going to steamroll them.
Hey, I just need you to say that a couple more times, and I'll start believing it, and I'll feel better for this weekend.
5-0. Marcus Alonso, all 5 goals.
Marcus Alonso hat-trick. Watch that happen.
Send at the bridge, Matthew Harding. Swap Party for the Spanish Fred. Party would do a better job at Chelsea than he would do at Arsenal. I'd still take it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Can we link together the backline with
No,
the
thank
midfield
you.
properly for this match? I don't think
He's
the
not a
problem
he's not a
backline to
progressive
midfield only depends on if Jorginho's there, because Sal and Ruben weren't hit. They weren't close to it. So as long as you got someone with Jorginho who's stable on the ball, I think.
But they should never start together. If you told me that Saul and Ruben Loftus-Cheek were starting a game and that we won that game, I would, at the beginning, especially at the beginning of the season, I would think you were lying to me.
It's
what he should have done was swap them. Ruben should have been the deeper of the two, and Sal should have been more free playing. Because we've seen Sal try to do that role against Villa. He did the same exact thing. He was atrocious.
because that's how he wants to play. Like he said that in interview. He said that in the interview that he did on deadline day. Is he likes playing further up the pitch. That's why he came to Chelsea. Is because he was hopefully going to get that. And now we're playing it deeper.
Yeah.
And his game is way more suited for going forward.
Yeah, and then on that, we've seen Ruben play well when he plays as the deeper midfielder.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He's done that. He's done that this season. Played that role and done just fine. And I don't know why he decided to switch them like that,
But I think it's in mid-game, when you have an idea of how you're going to play, and then you get switched into that deeper role where it's like going from fullback to center back, where your risk tolerance at fullback is still low, but it's a little bit higher than at center back. And if you go back to center back and you try some of the things you might try at fullback, you'll turn over the ball and you'll look like a fool. And that's what happened to Ruben, I think, when he went back. He tried a little body roll. He tried to roll the guy. You never try that when you're the lone 6, right? So,
yeah. Right. Especially too when he was basically playing like 3v1 in the midfield. It's like he had no partner to really play a ball off of to try to roll. It's not the smartest thing, but it is what it is.
And that's what we love about Ruben when he's in the 8, because he breaks lines.
Because he also did a couple of tricks in that game that came off, and they were saucy. But it is what it is.
Somebody made the comment, J5 will see his replacement tomorrow.
Suche?
Oh God, no.
J5's gonna spin his supposed replacement tomorrow.
James did.
No.
Yes,
Talking
absolutely.
about Reece.
Yeah, he knows.
Rice.
Lewis, there's a question from James Dean.
One sec. Where's James Dean? Seeing that CR7 is clearly not the player he was in terms of pace, do you guys think that in the panel think that Silva can manage to play a full Premier League season? As long as you mind his game time, it should be okay.
I agree with that.
Technically, he's already playing a season. He played half a season yesterday, half a season now. It's a full season.
I don't think he's put a foot wrong. He doesn't look tired. He hasn't looked slow. That he hasn't rested really. That was really his first kind of rest, and he still had to come on. I think it's sort of a myth that his minutes need to be monitored because they haven't monitored him really at all this season.
It depends on the team. If we have all the possession, he doesn't have much to do. If it was a different team, for example, if it was in Man United, not gonna happen.
But you just watch him go around the field. You can spend a whole 90 minutes. I just love watching Thiago Silva play.
Yeah, he's an incredible player.
you know, as playing a center back, that when you watch where
No, I haven't watched that interview, but I will. I heard it was a good one.
he puts out fires like nobody else, and that's why I think he has to start tomorrow, because on the counter, he is so intelligent in how he nullifies their advantages coming out of the back line that I think
Just remember what would happen if he was actually came from AC Milan to Chelsea, because we were about to buy him. He was supposed to come to Chelsea. I mean, we tried to buy him, but he chose PSG.
Oh, that same year?
Yeah.
I can't
John
lie.
Terry, I remember that.
I can't lie. He is the calmest center back I think I've ever seen in my life.
Julian,
you haven't watched Maldini. Maldini was pretty calm on the back.
Alex, I started watching football.
We've all watched Maldini. What are you on about?
Alex, I started watching football 2016. Of course, I didn't see Maldini.
We've all watched
No,
Maldini in the
that's
flesh.
what
Come on, bro.
I don't know how old you are. I'm saying, I'm assuming based on your voice, I'm assuming that you're not old enough to watch Maldini.
I don't. I probably am, but again, it's the year I started watching football.
Oh, okay. No. Maldini was like, especially when he switched from CB to the kind of like left. Man, it's something different. I mean, it's something different. Especially Italian league was at that point. Italian league was like nobody can even get close to them.
Oh, I just saw a crazy stat. 33, 32, and 31. 24. That is the gap between us and fourth.
Oh, I thought you're giving up the lottery numbers or something.
I just saw this and I was like, oh my God, we're just miles clear, aren't we?
It's a 3-team race right now.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it. I've seen like some of the quotes from it though.
Same. Like he was just talking about the way he got sacked and everything, and took it well. I don't see why people keep giving him shit and everything like that, because
and
left.
Fair play to him he said a bunch of people were telling him like, oh, that's your team that won the Champions League, and he said, no, it's not. That is not my team.
That is completely dig at Mourinho. That is dig at Mourinho.
Well, yeah, and he gave a lot of respect to Tuchel, which I appreciate, and I think that interview was full of class. It was nothing but class from him.
Yeah,
which I wouldn't expect anything less than.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a really good person, Lampard. Like, he's a good player. He's just not good as a manager. That's all it was.
You can see that with the manager thing. You can see he wants to learn. Because I think one of the things that he talked about was that he didn't want to come back to. I think it was in this, or he did an interview where he said he didn't want to come back to managing yet until we'd seen other managerial styles and other managers manage across the world, across Europe. So you can tell that he's switched on and he wants to learn.
Yeah, he did say he's itching to get back. Which, I mean, that could all coincide together. He's learning, so he's getting more anxious to come back.
My suggestion to him: live Premier League, live Championship.
I agree.
Go abroad.
Do what Gerrard did.
Yes.
I think the Bundesliga would be a good place for him.
I think so too.
I think the Italian league would work well for him because that's a league that he seems to have watched quite a bit. Because I know he's following Gasperini a bit.
Yeah, Atalanta. Is that Atalanta?
Yeah, so the Italian league might be decent for him as well.
It's either Thiago Silva or Reece James so far.
Thiago Silva for me.
I'm sorry,
for this question.
I would say, Silva, doing Silva and Mendy for me. I think Mendy's been great this year.
Just because RJ's got the most goals and assists, I'm going to say Reece James.
I was going to say, I think I agree with Reece.
I think it has to be Reece James.
Yeah, no, can't argue that.
Brilliant this season.
Yep.
For me, I just think Mendy's been a bit more consistent. Not Mendy. Sorry, no, I didn't mean Mendy. I meant Silva. Silva's been more consistent. Sorry.
I get the Silva job.
Great shout.
Yeah, that is a great chant. It's hard to pick out. It's hard to hear.
So many good pieces.
Yeah, because but with like to know that he has a chant at least is good.
It's living in my head rent free right now. I can't get out of my head.
What other questions we got? We'll stay on for a few more minutes and then I'll wrap up because I need to get ready for Shameless. What ones have we got in here? Is there anything good? No, I'm not going to the game tomorrow. Sorry, man.
I don't. Every time you're not going, there's a
What's
bad
that? Three?
thing
Is that
happens
3 in
to
a
you.
row, Lewis?
No, I was at Watford.
Yeah, he was
Did
at
you go?
Watford.
Okay, you go.
And I'll probably be at Leeds and Wolves.
Nah, that's
'cause
3
they're
weekends
both
in a
on
row.
TV.
Lewis, that 3 weekends in a row. Then
Are we away?
The game. 3 weekends in a
Tomorrow we
row.
are, yeah.
Hey, Lewis, JC put up a good question.
JC.
Yep.
Oh, here we go. How do you fit Mount, Gallagher, Rice, and Gilmore? Well, one of them isn't our
You
player.
don't sign Rice, number
Oh,
one, and then of the three, one has to start on the bench. At least one has to play on the bench.
It'll probably be Billy.
Yeah, probably will.
Long term,
Actually, I still don't know if I think Gallagher and Mount can fit in a midfield together because I feel like they do the same job.
Yeah, very similar players.
Similar, but as 2-8s, man, they would do great.
They can do it. I think.
I think Gallagher gets in the box a little bit more than Mount does, but they do similar things.
For me, if they both played as an 8, you'd have to get that 6 because I just feel like they'd both
Stop
be a
saying
bit
Mount
too...
is 8. He never plays 8
anymore.
He plays like a progressive 10, but he also slots back
10,
into our
10,
midfield
11.
whenever we need him to in transition. So, I mean, he does a lot of different jobs, but the area of the field in the front left, in behind the striker, I agree. That's where he plays. And I would say
boys,
Gallagher does similar jobs.
I'm gonna head out. It was great being on stream. I'm gone, boys.
Less, bro. Less.
All right, brother. Enjoy the game.
But
how will we handle Rice tomorrow? He's the best DM in the world.
No, he isn't.
That's how. They ain't ready.
Ban Rice. We got Rice at home, man.
Is this? I haven't even looked. Is this game home or away?
Away.
London
Away.
City.
Okay.
Yeah. We do need to have our heads screwed on, man. Resist that press when they do to surge against us. And...
Luckily, Mr. Minerals comes along. We need,
yeah.
I need back.
Somebody said Gallagher needs more time to adjust it. Gallagher been on a 3 successive loans. Gallagher is ready to play for Chelsea.
Who's he at before West Ham?
Championship and in the Premier League now.
What's the name?
Swansea. Wasn't he on Swansea last year?
Yeah. Year before.
Swansea and Charlton.
Yeah, he went. Yeah, they recalled him from Charlton and sent him to Swansea. Right?
Oh yeah, they did. Yeah,
Swansea, Charlton, then
Palace,
Crystal Palace, and West Brom.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, West Brom too.
Yeah. And all of them successful. What?
Right, I said West Bromwich was good.
He was a bad team. He made the best player in that year.
Yeah,
I'm not surprised.
I feel like he's doing the same thing at Palace right now. Yeah, he's probably their best player.
Zaha who?
Well, hey, we'll just sell
I
Ross
can't
Barkley.
stand that bomb, man.
We'll sell Ross Barkley over to Newcastle.
Big up Justice as well, my guy. Big up yourself.
Then Gallagher's the team or the squad.
Zaha for me is the same as what's the name from West Ham without the jelly and without the lubricant on him.
Oh,
Traore, yeah.
We call him Lube Man.
Lube Man.
Yep. Half of his thighs too, basically.
I know. The guy. Can you imagine you have a specific person that does that every time? Like, hey, you designated lubricant man.
I still don't believe him that he doesn't lift weights though.
Yeah, you don't just get that. I mean,
you're not like birthed with massive muscles and legs that size.
But when you're running that much, it's so hard to keep body mass, let alone
right.
Yeah.
The distance running, your legs
with that
do nothing
cardio. With that cardio,
you're trying to keep your weight, like man, you're just barely. I mean, in my experience, you just.
I mean, unless he has to put protein intake into the body, massive,
just huge doses, which he probably is doing.
It probably is, but the problem is kidneys, liver.
Yeah, no, exactly. You can only do that for so long.
Yeah, he's gonna piss blood by the time he's 30.
We put Ruben in the pivot, bro. Just because he was asking.
Yeah.
Realistically, what trophies are we winning since we're in as many competitions this season? Right, we're in 5 competitions so far, so that's 5
So
trophies.
realistically, all of them.
5.
Yeah.
Because technically we're still in them.
What,
Otherwise,
so-
realistically,
You're always aiming to
And
win
we
every
look
game.
good, we look good in all of them as well too.
every competition. There's no small competition for me.
Look at
Always
the depth
been
of
like
our
that.
squad too. You know,
I actually is a friendly. For me, friendly is important.
Yeah.
I know people don't love the domestic trophies,
win-
but I think I'd be nice to win a domestic cup. It's been a couple of years since we won one. I wouldn't mind bringing one of those home.
It's the mentality that you bring into the game. Just to win the first trophy that it is that year, that gives you confidence during the season.
When you're in
So for
training,
me,
you're wanting to win these mini games. You're trying to beat everyone.
Exactly.
You have to be a bit of a psychopath. Yeah.
it should be like, look at the training when we're playing like a small teams versus small teams, like we have a team pictures, like, hey, this is the winning team for today. That same thing, just on the level of the whole season. I think it's important. At least for me, it is.
You see
I
them
mean, of course,
celebrating
you
every
can.
goal in practice.
Yeah.
You have to.
Well, you don't celebrate the draws, but
Listen, there's
like
always
Arsenal fans.
there's always a hair of luck when it comes to winning a trophy. So like
It
gotta
is.
take that into account. But I think we have a strong team to win as many cups, as many tournaments as we're in right now.
I don't believe in luck, but I think you can add to your luck. You can like say like you create. I'm more like you create your own luck than you make a luck. I think if you make that, your luck is going to be bigger if you create more chances to be in that lucky situation in the first place.
And it's more
If you
empowering to think that way too.
Exactly.
Right, I think we'll end the stream here. I gotta get ready for Shameless, but big up everyone that's locked in. Just to say, he thinks it might be Mason Mount because of Ruben Loftus-Cheek's game time over the last few games. That's a potential. We haven't really discussed that, to be honest. But
my man was
really
built to run the midfield. Okay, he's built for it. He's built different.
I really don't know about how we line up is going to be because I don't know what Tuchel like.
Right.
It's too short of the so I don't know.
So many
it's literally is going to be on the practice how we look in the practice.
Yeah.
Literally.
Ruben
All
did look
guys.
bad at the end, but yeah.
Right.
Everybody, time to go to bed.
Subscribe button. We'll be back at 6 p.m. for Shameless. Like and subscribe. We'll see you guys on Sunday for the review. Up the